Hello.
Good morning. How are we?
Morning. Very good, thank you. How are you?
Amazing, thank you. Yes,
Good,
yes.
good.
To another Monday after a busy, busy weekend.
Good. We'll have a busy weekend. They're never long enough, are they?
No, you need a
Who
weekend.
did the
Every
2-day,
weekend.
5-day thing? Like, who did that?
I don't know.
We need to have words.
They're rubbish.
Yeah, it should be the other way around.
Yeah.
Oh, I've just dropped something on my foot. Sorry.
Okay. Do we have any broken bones or are we good?
No, a shelf just fell on me. We're
Oh,
good. Okay, sorry.
no.
Morning.
Good morning. Good morning. How's it going?
Good.
And so after that little interlude, we're
Indeed.
going to talk about alignment today.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's kind of sort of one of my favorite things to talk about, like ever, because that's what it's all about, isn't it? You know, that
Absolutely. Yeah.
alignment really, like it's, I mean, to me, I kind of shake my head a lot when a lot of people talk about this because this is the little preamble, right? Because I find a lot of people talking about alignment in the same sentences as things like woo woo and crystal ball and tambourine and there's nothing wrong with any of those things. I love a good shake of a tambourine. And
Absolutely.
you know, when you actually do the research and have a look at what alignment really is, it's literally anything that knocks you off your core signature vibration.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I look at alignment and things like that, I talk about sitting back into your own channel because and it's taken me a long time to kind of put all these ideas together. Sometimes it takes me a long time to get things. But when I got it, it was like, oh, okay. So alignment really for me is that whole concept of what am I trying to say? Coming back into that core signature vibration. So everything is energy, right? Everything's got its own vibration, as we know, its own frequency. And energy it's meant to flow in through and out. So as we're moving around on this lovely planet, in this meat suit, there's things happening inside of us, there's things happening physically, there's things happening mentally, there's things milling around energetically, and it's 11:11 as we're talking about this. I got and then there's things towards us that's vibrating at different things. There's energy coming from other people that's vibrating at a different speed, carrying a different frequency and all of that. And that's a lot for us to take. It's a lot for us to process. It's a lot for us to make sense of. And a lot of the time we don't. So, the meat suit, I believe, is set up in a way that, as we know, we filter a lot of stuff, right? So the brain has, I don't know, 11 billion thoughts a day or something stupid. And we can only make sense of 6 or something like that, an hour or a minute or something. I don't know the fact sheet. I do
not
know
rely on those numbers. Yeah,
exactly. I don't have them in the front.
They are not official figures. No,
not official. You won't find them anywhere on Google. Not those figures anyway.
Not those ones.
No,
but yeah, there's a huge amount of information coming at you, and you can only process a tiny, tiny bit.
That's it. And I think that we confuse alignment with like thinking about certain things and having to think in the right way and take the right action all the time, when actually who you're being while you're doing anything is the key to alignment. So what I mean by that is your heart has got a signal so the heart and the brain both give off their own signals, right? And so the heart carries a signal that is I think it's 5,000 times stronger than that of the brain. So when you're walking into a room and your core signature vibration, which comes from the heart, is skew-whiff, right? So whether you're down in the dumps or you're resentful and pissy or you're whatever, right, nervous about something, your core signature vibration is resonating you're giving that out.
Yeah.
Now the signal from your heart impacts the brains of others. It like, what's that thing? Is it entrainment when clocks get in sync with each other?
Yeah.
It's that thing. And so your heart signal is affecting and impacting the brain, the frequency of other people's brains.
Yeah.
And hearts. And so when you walk into a party, say, for example, or a room, a meeting or whatever, and there's somebody in there that's got an off vibe, you feel it, right? You don't necessarily know why. And you certainly don't know that, well, he said this and she did that. And no. We don't know the details. We just feel it.
Yeah.
And so when anything is coming at us, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, energetic, whatever, it can send that core signature vibration off kilter, whatever your vibration is. And that to me is pure alignment. Now, when you look at it as simple as that, what that means is when you're doing energy work, and this is what I believe the key to be to good alignment is you can come back into alignment. Doesn't matter if there's a hurricane. It doesn't matter if there's whatever. No, I'm not, I'm not making light of anything. Doesn't matter.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Relationship issues. It does, but energetically speaking, you can still come back into alignment irrespective of what is going on around you or inside you or for you or to you or whatever. Now, obviously, there's a caveat here because there's going to be big stuff happening to people. There's going to be trauma. There's going to be awful things. And I'm not making light of any of that. However, when you do energy work often enough, you can come from such a regulated place that it impacts you less, that you can stay, because we know that when we do energy work as well, the prefrontal cortex comes back online and we can think straight, we can make decisions. And so with the head operating from that straight thinking, resilient, resourceful position, and us sat back in our channel being energetically, vibrationally aligned, that's a power play.
Absolutely. Yeah. Everything's working. You're on it. It's like somebody who has that kind of energy in a room of chaos, people will defer to them. Like the calmer you are, the more power you have, essentially. People will want to, like herd mentality, people will go to the leader.
Yeah.
And if you are authentically aligned, and that's another word, isn't it? Authentic, that gets banded around, but that's what it really means. To me, is alignment. That alignment that you are securing yourself. And it's I always think it's like, so if you're drowning in the pool, you throw a lifeline in, you don't jump in there with them. When you're aligned, you're on the side throwing in, like, you're good, I can help you out, rather than both flapping around.
Oh, that's such a good point. And that's an entirely other podcast, I'm fairly sure. We talk about that in my academy all the time, in the sense that you cannot want somebody's improvement or whatever more than they do. You can't get in the pool, save them, because they don't need saving, for one.
But
you can't go there because it's not your agenda. However, a lot of people do, and you see it all the time, don't you? In this authenticity yardstick, this benchmark that we are given, it's like this mysterious, are you this is what's authentic. Are you there yet? No, authenticity is completely subjective because it's within you.
Aligning thought, word, and deed. It's like alignment with yourself, because some people will walk away from the pool rather than throw a lifeline in, because that might be the best thing for what's going on. It's like you have to prioritize yourself and your alignment, and then other people will do the same thing.
Absolutely. And I think the stronger that you can be in terms of that thought, word, deed, energetic alignment, the more often. It's like, have you heard of heart math, right? You talk about when you place your hands over your heart and you bring to mind an event or a time when you felt it was, I think, love, gratitude, compassion, or bliss, one of those four, like the highest vibration, and you send yourself there again, right? And you feel what you felt and you see what you saw and blah, 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 all of that good stuff, because it puts you back in, the brain not knowing the difference between fiction and reality. And so I think that, because I call them meat suit malfunctions, right? These things that people think that happen to them or in them or for them, that are wrong, and they're not. Like, it's, if you train it and you harness it, it's so powerful. So people think, I keep thinking these negative thoughts and my brain's just letting me down, I can't get out of this cycle. Actually, if you train that and you switch your reticular activating system on to look for the right things, it's incredibly powerful.
It's like that. When we're stressed or worried about things or going through something, it's like holding the cork under the water. So if you let go, it naturally floats. That's what happens with your energy. The more you can let go, and that's another, like, let go is like a really difficult thing, isn't it? That term is like, well, what am I holding on to? But it really is just relax, be where you are, and you don't have to know how.
Exactly. There's a lot of furore, isn't there, around this letting go thing. And again, this isn't a ramble. This is really targeted to what we're talking about, because imagine, like, if you had a pen, right? And I was talking about letting go of this pen, and I'm thinking about, how am I going to let go of it? When am I going to let go of it? Instead of just letting go. without the Ferrari, without the planning, without the announcement, without the whatever, just drop it like a pen.
Do it. Yeah.
Sit back. And I give the people, the people training with me, at least when we talk about this, I talk about it in terms of movement. So I talk about leaning back, arms open. And I also talk about the heart light. So do you remember Care Bears?
Yeah. Love a Lot was mine.
Right. Yeah, me too. Fun of that.
What was it?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So when you think about Care Bears, right, they used to have a little heart light, didn't they? And it beam out into the sky, a bit like a Batman signal.
Yeah.
And so when we're talking about alignment in my circles anyway, I talk about, channeling the Care Bear heart light, because that's what it is. When your core signature vibration is really, really strong, i.e. there's nothing in front of it. Like the old cine film where you used to put something in front of the lens and it would skew the picture. Yeah. It's the same thing. If there's stuff going on and it gets in front of that heart light, it skews the picture, it skews the signal, it skews the strength. When you tap or do energy work and remove all of those things that are in front of your heart light, that signal is clear and strong, and it goes straight out of the atmosphere, if you like. And it calls in what it is that you want. That's the magnetism. That is what is
absolutely
in.
Yeah. And that's your vibration. That's the essence of you, and what you're, and what comes back, what you're experiencing in your life is showing you what you're transmitting.
Absolutely, because we attract what we are, not what we want to be. And that's the kicker, right? Most people are like, oh yeah, but I want this. Yeah, but you're vibrating it. It's not here yet. And therefore, guess what? It's coming back. It's not here yet.
Exactly. And another way of translating the vibration is your emotional state, how you feel. That is your guide to which is why we're doing what this whole podcast, isn't it? Each emotion is showing you something. If you don't feel good, you're going to bring things in that don't feel good. If you feel good, you're going to bring things in that do feel good. And that, it's so simple, but people go, it must be more complicated than that. So I'll just, I'll stop that happening.
About it a bit more. I'll make another list. I'll plan it. I'll take another course.
That can't be the way. I should take action. And it's not. You start with the feeling, then you take action, then you allow it to come to you.
I love that.
And it's because we're sort of trained, we see things the other way. It comes with exactly as you just said, like when you start seeing what you're experiencing as the past rather than the present, or then God, this isn't working. What could I do differently? How can I feel differently about this? Different things start to happen. And the more you focus on how you feel and feel good, the better it gets and the easier it gets. And then the better it gets, the easier it gets and the better it feels. And it just feeds into each other. And it's the same the opposite way around. The negative will spiral down quickly because we're used to doing that.
Yeah, and our bodies are addicted as well. So these little receptor sites that we have, I mean, I'm not going to go massively sciencey, but we have little receptor sites that nutrients and proteins and things like that dock onto, basically, so that we can absorb the nutrients or whatever. Unfortunately, or is it fortunately? I don't know. I think it's fortunately, because we harness it. These little receptor sites get addicted to the emotional charge that we get off negative thoughts. So guess what? When we're in a negative thought cycle, it's not us consciously going, I need to think more negative thoughts. Actually, these receptor sites are addicted and they are sending a signal, we need more. And guess what the brain does? Okay. And it produces more so that we can feed this addiction. And this is a massive misnomer in the mindset industry, coaching business, because we are blamed for this. And it's not your fault. It's your body. It's a biochemical reaction that your body is simply fulfilling. That is it. But you know what? On the flip side, you can harness it.
Absolutely. Use it the other way around.
Yes. The more you go up the emotional guidance scale and the more you catch that 17-second period, if you follow Abraham Hicks, of, is this what I want to feel? No. Okay. How do I want to feel? Right. Work your way up the emotional guidance scale. The more you do that, the more you come from that place of, and I'm holding up the heart light symbol, so I know you can't see it when you listen, but the more you send that strong signal out, right, and the more it attracts back, and it has this beautiful feedback loop.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's simple.
It is. It's the same actually in your digestion. This is quite a good way of explaining it. If you have protein, your body will produce whatever it does that digests protein. And then you might have a craving still afterwards because your body doesn't know how much you're going to have. So it's still got some floating protein. I need to find protein to use up, or sugar or whatever it is. Yeah. So you go, well, I need another one because my body's craving whatever it is to use up that chemical.
Yeah.
And once you stop, but if you don't do that, have more food,
yeah,
that just gets reabsorbed back into the body for use for next time. But we go, oh, I'm still a bit hungry, or still want more sugar because I've got extra sugar receptors.
Got you.
So it's the same, body, mind, all of it. It's like the body's like, yeah, whatever's happening now, but it will settle down once you sort of take control of what you're feeling or what you're doing. Okay, this isn't working. What do I want instead?
Yeah. And actually, that just filled me with joy when you said that, because how powerful is that to harness that whole, oh, got to have more of that? Because that's exactly what can happen with the positive, the aligned. When you feel completely connected to who you really are, what you stand for in this life, and also what you stand against, but in like a positive way, you know, that is the best feeling ever.
Yeah.
Because you're just unshakable, you know, stuff can come at you. And it's not like you'll go, oh my God, that's amazing when something really awful is happening. But you just go, all right, okay, move through it. Bang, done. And it doesn't take you out with the knees. To me, that's what alignment is. It is our secret weapon to being able to navigate this life in a way that does not take you out with the knees. Because anywhere you look right now, there is stress, there's drama, there's trauma, there's lack, there's victim mentality, there's all these awful things that as humans with this meat suit designed the way that it is, it's very easy to succumb to all that, but it doesn't have to be.
It's what made humans and all animals survive. Evolution is based on fear and, you know, avoiding danger, and we're generally safe physically, generally. So it's the thoughts are the most impactful negative thing we can have on any situation, basically. And we don't feel like we have control over our thoughts. No. And when you start realizing that you do and noticing that it works, it's just magical.
It's a different beast.
But also it is fact. It just is.
Yeah.
Just
That's
is.
the great thing about energy work is, you know, and this is another myth. You don't have to believe in it for it to work. It just does. Like I say to people, when you flick on the light switch at night at home, can you see the electricity? No.
Do you know how it works? No clue.
No, but it's there.
Yeah,
it's
gravity. Same thing. Yeah, exactly. You don't believe it, you're not going to float. Oh, you're not a believer. Off you go. Like, exactly. You're on the earth.
And I think it's time we dispel some of these myths. And so what I'd love to take everybody through is, you know, if you're game, and I recommend you do, is a little exercise to really help you get in and feel what that feels to feel aligned and surrendered and just back in your own channel, you know. Please. And it's what I do with peeps who train with me and stuff, because it's really important that you embody this, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to encourage you to have feet flat on the floor and just pedal your feet back and forth. So heels to toes. So you just get a sense of your feet on the floor, and you can feel the backs of your legs on the chair, and your bum and your lower back, or wherever it's touching you. Just feel that connection, that tangible connection. And then I'm just going to encourage people to look to the left of them, even though my room is a bomb site right now. Look to the left of you and just let your eyes wander around the room, just noticing. Because in survival times, this is what we did. We scanned our surroundings to notice what was safe, right? In the presence of the predator. And as we're doing this, it's actually regulating the nervous system. So you can look up, you can look down, you can look behind you a little bit. Just let your gaze go. Wander wherever you need to. And then you can kind of bring your eyes towards the front in front of you and just kind of look up, above eye line anyway. And just again, just look around you in front and just notice different things. And as you sort of start turning your head to the right, you can just let your eyes wander again. And then it doesn't matter if they drop below eye line. And just notice what you notice. Maybe looking behind you a little bit, or as far back as your neck will go, depending how old you are. I say that because I have stiff neck. Yeah, and just notice. And then come back to the front. There you go. And you may start to oh, that's a sign that your nervous system is down-regulating.
Yeah.
It's a really lovely place to be. So what in survival terms you've just done is you've made sure your environment is safe. There is nothing in this room that is going to get you. Okay. Totally nice. At the moment. So I just invite you to place your hands over your heart center. Doesn't matter which one first. Feet still flat on the floor. we're going to take 4 breaths in for 4 and out for 8. Now you can count that as fast as you want. And if 8 is too long, then just do 6, but just breathe out for a bit longer than you breathe in. And into your lower belly through the nose. And breathe out. And just continue breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth slightly longer until you've done 4 of each. And that again switches on the relaxation response. So you should be feeling really quite relaxed by now.
Mm-hmm.
So
already.
It's good, isn't it? It's gonna have 40 winks. Hang on.
Yeah, back in a moment.
I could go back to bed right now. Okay. So what I'd like you to do is just from where you are now, kind of step back out of your back body, if you like, and just imagine that you, the real you, your soul, your higher self, is stepping out of your back body and kind of floating up into space. And you're just, or however high you feel safe to go, you're floating above. Maybe you can see yourself sat in the chair. Maybe you can see your house. Maybe you can see the county or the country you live in, or the world. It depends how high you want to go. Just wherever you feel safe. And I just want you to put yourself in a really safe cocoon of energy. So you're completely safe floating where you are. And I just want you to look and notice yourself now, the other you sat in that chair. And I just want you to see all of the things that are either happening inside of you, in your body, in your mind, within your energy field, or that are coming at you that might be knocking you out of alignment. And what I mean by that is making you feel in a lower vibrational, emotional state. And just keep breathing deeply as you notice this. And if you don't feel like you can visualize, don't worry, just imagine. If it helps, try and see it on a movie screen inside of your mind. And just notice whatever's coming at you. It might be that you see bits of red on your skeleton where you've got aches and pains. It might be that you can see thought bubbles with anxious thoughts popping out. It might be that you can see whooshes of energy coming towards you from other people, or things that you might be absorbing that aren't really helping. And just notice all of that. And then I want you to kind of whoosh around to the front so that you can see the you from the front. And just, I invite you to notice a heart-shaped light in the center of that version of you's chest. And like you were a Care Bear, just imagine the signal that is coming out from that heart light. And at the moment, just notice everything that is getting in the way, that's skewing that signal. Just like an old cine film. It stops that heart light being strong and true. And there's no judgment, there's no blame or shame. It just is what it is, it's life. But what we're going to do now is we're just going to tap around. I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to invite you to, I'll talk you around the points. And just keep that image of you in mind with all of those things skewing that heart light. And as we tap around, I just want you to notice all of those things dissolving. Okay. So I'm just going to start at the eyebrow. You can use one hand or both hands, both sides, it's up to you. And I'm going to invite you to massage the points. You can tap if you want to, but I like massaging because it's very relaxing. So just massaging the eyebrow at the start of the eyebrow. And then moving to the outside of the eye. Keeping that image in mind of you with that heart light and everything that's getting in the way. And just see it all dissolving now. Under the eye. Any thought bubbles that are carrying unhelpful, low vibration thoughts. Under the nose. Any painful or uncomfortable spots on the body, areas of the body, just infusing them with healing and higher vibrational feelings. And onto the chin, anything that's coming at that version of you that's getting in the way of that heart light, just see it dissolving now. And as you notice those things dissolving, just tapping, rubbing under the collarbones, just notice that heart light gets stronger and clearer and more true. Notice what colour it is too, because you may well have a signature colour. Mine is a heady mix of rosy gold and green. It's very sparkly and very bright. Just notice what colour your heart light is. And go under the arm. Just rubbing on the underarm point, which is 3 to 4 inches down the side of the body under the armpit, pretty much on a bra strap of any person who chooses to wear a bra. It might be a little bit sore, that's okay. It's just probably a bit of congested lymph. And then we're going to go to the top and back of the head. Just either massaging or rubbing. You can tap if you want to. Again, seeing that heart light get nice and strong. And then we're just going to go back to the collarbones. Just massaging or tapping under the collarbones. And I just want you to imagine the frequency, the vibration that's coming from that version of you's heart center now. Imagine it kind of joining with the vibration that comes from the brain so that they are in complete synchronicity. I like to imagine kind of a golden thread linking the heart to the brain. And that vibration is really clear, really strong. And as you imagine that, I just invite you to lean back a little bit more in your chair. Lean back. And feel what it feels like in your body. Just notice now in this body that you're in, how it feels. To feel calmer. To feel more connected. More aligned. You will notice that we didn't talk about anything in particular that was getting us down. We're just literally visually clearing it away. Still tapping or rubbing under the collarbones. Now, I want you to see that other version of you as we were looking at. And I want you to zoom back down from wherever you've been up watching. And then go round to the back of that body. Step into it. And just embody that person now, that version of you. So you're back together. And then just for a moment, just let your hands come to rest over your heart center. Doesn't matter which way the hands go. And just bring into that heart space a feeling. Just remember either the first, last, or the best time you felt something like love, joy, gratitude, or compassion. And just remember a really positive time. Might have been a person that you were with, it might have been an event, it might have just been some time on your own. And just bring to mind that feeling now. Just remember where you were, what you were doing, who you were with, if anyone. And just allow that feeling to fill your heart space. Maybe it feels warm and fuzzy. You could put a colour to it if you want to. And as you breathe in now, it's going to take another 4 nice deep breaths in for 4 and out for slightly longer. And as you do that, I want you to imagine that feeling filling your entire body. And if you want to push it out past the skin and into your energy field, you can do that too. Just imagine it happening. So taking breaths in, allowing that feeling to fill up your whole body. Like you're blowing up a balloon. Maybe you start tingling because you can feel it everywhere. Let it seep out past the edges of your skin and into the bubble that surrounds you. So you're literally bathing in it. Feel it as strongly as you possibly can. Ooh, you might have a little yawn or a big one. And then just coming back from 5, you can just wiggle your toes. And maybe rotate your ankles a little bit. 4, drop your hands. You might want to wiggle your fingers, rotate your wrists a little bit. 3, you might want to give your neck a little rotate, maybe shoulders. 2 and 1, back in the room.
Oh, wow. Morning.
Morning. So whilst that was strictly speaking
Oh.
not the EFT session, because we don't necessarily always do clinical, do we?
No.
I like the use of visual and colour and zooming out and coming back in and all of that stuff. So tell me how that felt for you, my dear.
That was just lush, really lovely. And I think that has said that. I can't speak now. Very chill. And it's so simple, isn't it, to do that? So I'm trying to find my words. Just to take a moment, connect with your body, as you say, that bit of visualization. Whenever I drop down into my body like that and start to do the work, my hearing changes a little bit, sort of get this little buzz. My tummy, I just get so much excitement in my tummy. Our mind is sort of sparkly turquoise sea. That's how watery. And when I zoomed out of my body, I could feel like it sort of low in my abdomen and my tummy. My son's going traveling in a few weeks. So that kind of mix of emotion, so excited for him. It's just, it's going to be big, but everything is as it's meant to be. That is the key for me that always comes back. So everything is exactly as it's meant to be. Everything's working out. And it's so lovely just to drop into that. And it does feel like you've had a sleep when you do a relaxation like that and a visualization like that, just connecting with your body.
Yeah, it really does. And I think the more that you can get your heart and your brain in coherence as well, they say that it lasts, if you do it for about 3 minutes, they say that lasts for like 6 hours or more, and when you're in brain coherence, everything just feels easier, more flowy, right? Because energy is flowing in, through and out.
You're in the moment.
Yeah.
Anxiety and stuff is about worrying about the future. Sort of depression and that kind of feeling or worrying, that was about the past. When you're in the present moment, connected to your body, you don't have those other aspects. You're just here and now being your best self, but being here in the present, doing what you need. And that for me, I remember someone describing focused attention. Love is focused attention. And when you put that much focused attention on yourself, you're connecting with the love of yourself, with that heart beam, as you said, that Care Bear.
Like a Care Bear.
Beam, exactly. I love that we both had love a lot. Wow. 2 hearts on their tummies.
Yeah.
And that that's the key, isn't it? When you can just come in and hold yourself, love yourself for a few minutes. You don't only help yourself, you help everyone that you bump into in that day.
100%, because then your core signature vibration is beaming out. It impacts everybody else. You are spreading the love, whether you like it or not.
Yeah. Sorry, everyone.
Yeah. Sorry.
Sorry,
not sorry.
Love you. Exactly. Yeah.
But I genuinely think that if we could do that more as a society, we could, or as a race, as a whole, as a
person,
we literally could change the face of what's going on. I mean, it's been proven, when the monks did the meditations and the crime rates dropped and all of that kind of stuff. It's all it takes. But we have been trained, and I'm going to be controversial here, we have been trained to forget that stuff. We've been trained to look at the blackboard and look at the paper.
Absolutely.
Now look at the blackboard. I don't even know if they use blackboards anymore, but in my day,
it's probably something digital.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, absolutely. Sit down, shut up. Let me tell you how it is, rather
Put your
than
blinkers on and look that way and think
rather
about any
than
colour you
tune
like and
into
follow it.
yourself. Exactly. You know in your heart what's right for you and what's not.
Yeah.
Oh, boom.
Powerful stuff, right?
Really lovely. Thank you.
Okay.
And it's great, isn't it? When you guide someone through it, you get all of that benefit too. And the more you do that for yourself, teach other people, tell people, look, just check, even if it is, I'm going to take 1 breath or 3 breaths and just come back into now.
Yeah.
That's all. The more you do it, the quicker you just come in. Oh, I'm out of alignment. What do? I breathe. Oh, I'm back. It becomes that like quick, doesn't it? Just remembering.
And I have a cheeky little pattern interrupt for that. So if you catch yourself and you want to come back to this, sort of like moving forward, what I do is I gently grasp my wrist. If I catch myself in a negative thought cycle, remember those receptors are going, I need more negative charge, please. You just catch yourself. So I grab the wrist and I just say, stop.
Mm-hmm.
And I ask myself, is this what you want? Invariably, the answer is no when I'm in
Probably
a negative
not.
cycle.
Yeah.
Right? Why would you? And I go, okay, so what is it that I do want? Right. I want to feel peaceful. Because if you go from feeling depressed and crappy, I want to feel blissful. It's a hell of a step on the ladder.
Absolutely.
Just the next better feeling thought.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to feel peaceful in this moment. Okay, cool. And then maybe just tap for that, I just want to feel peaceful, releasing anything that keeps me away from feeling peaceful.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you get to that, you can think of the next better feeling thought and the next, because it feeds just like
absolutely.
the next. So easy. But the key that I know for most people, including myself at times, is doing it.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely. It's like going to the gym. It doesn't work unless you go.
Yeah, right. I've lost 6 stone. No,
yeah, no.
Not how it works.
Do the work. You got to do the work. And the work is, and that's, the work is, how do I feel as good as I can right now?
Yeah.
The answer is listen to this podcast for all the great tips.
Well, quite.
Yeah. We've got everything you need, but get into alignment. And I think we can post, I've got an emotional scale we can post with this so people can download it, have a look. And that's everything you need. Feel better, feel better, feel better, feel better. Feel as good as you can. It's all you can ask for.
Yeah, because then guess what? You draw more of the same.
Yeah. And you feel better. So double win.
It really is that simple. And I feel like, I know I'm hammering the point home here, but literally, guys, it is that simple.
It is.
See, maybe not.
Make a decision. Yeah. Make a decision, feel as good as you can. And exactly as you say, you don't have to feel blissful. You just got to be kind of looking towards the direction of wanting to feel better. That's enough. You like, which way am I facing? Is enough sometimes. Even if you've got no clue as to how or what, I want to feel better is enough.
Yeah. And even when that next step feels like a stretch, do you know what I tell people? I go, lean into how good it would feel if that were true.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you could, because that is
lovely if.
Yeah. That is like the very micro step you can take.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's probably an entirely other podcast, as we keep saying.
I mean, we are in forever, aren't we?
Yeah. Yeah.
Amazing. Oh, thank you so much. Feel lovely.
Good.
Which is perfect as well for a Monday morning to set up the rest of your week. Boom.
Who you being?
Watch out, world. Exactly.
Everything. Yeah. And with that, I hope you have a lovely, lovely week. Everybody listening, whatever's going on for you, because you can just be the calm in the storm. Just remember that.
Yeah. Lots of love a lot, Care Bear. Love a lot.
Indeed. Love a lot. Love a lot.
See you next time.
See you next time.